Hello. I'm live. I don't know why I said it like that. Well, this time I actually had everything set up and ready to go. Instead of hitting stream and then doing that part. Yeah, Sonic Colors. First game to feature Roger Craig Smith as voice of Sonic.
Hello, Sonic.
I do not need tutorials. I forgot a very important setting. Where'd the music go, by the way? Here it is. Okay, now we can actually start because I remembered to change the music setting. I guess it just forgets to do music at this point.
Hello, Sonic.
There we go, that's better. I don't like the colors. I don't like the remix music. That's right. I also forgot about the control thing. I can't do that here. Control thing being that for some reason, by default, boost is on circle, and stomp is on square, so backwards from what it should be. Okay, I can change that back in the settings to what it should be. I think that's how it was technically on the Wii if you're using, say, a classic controller. But I don't like it, and it feels weird. Hey, Woods. I know, right? It's very scary game. Also, it doesn't start with the story, just to emphasize the horror. So this is the Ultimate Edition on the PS5 to be precise. So it does contain some new features, notably the perfect homing attack, or whatever they call it. If you hit the homing attack button whenever the circle's in that little green spot, then you get a bit of extra boost. So you're actually boosting more in this version. Exactly, yeah, it's up there in horror games. I dare say it even fights Silent Hill 2 in terms of like horror masterpieces, you know. Level 2, and this is a short one. And after this, we actually get plot. That's fun. No wisp powers yet at this point. I'm gonna have to actually get past this level to unlock any of those. Until then, it's just boost. That's all I've got. Actually, already almost at the end of the stage here. Not super long levels, but there is a good amount of them. And unlike Unleashed, there's not going to be much fluff in between levels. So why I'm doing this, I'm doing this on a save file I'm not going to have saved by the end. Not that it matters much. Yeah, only going to be... You can't really get very high ranks until you actually get the Wisps unlocked. Anyway, plot. With these badly upskilled cutscenes.
He loves to hear his own lips flap, but I gotta hand it to the Eggster. This place is epic. Everyone and their brother is gonna want to come here.
No doubt. But now I'm not sure why we're here. This place looks totally harmless.
Because Eggman plus secretly built amusement park equals evil plot for us to foil. Lucky for us, he's not very good at keeping things hidden.
True. It would be pretty hard to miss a giant floating space amusement park surrounded by planets. Still, an evil plot? I don't know.
Wow! Plot or not, you can't be mad at this view. This place has taken beauty to the next level. I'm just surprised that it was so easy to sneak in here.
I wouldn't say it was that easy.
Hello, happy people. Buckle up as Eggman's ultra-accelerating space elevator whisks you to an interplanetary wonderland of fun.
I can't believe somebody was dumb enough to leave the keys in this thing. It's like Eggman's begging us to sneak in and trash the place.
Oh man, this thing's got crazy fast acceleration.
You call this fast?
This amusement park has been constructed entirely out of a sense of remorse for my past transgressions and is in no way associated with any sort of evil plot or premeditated misdeeds.
Well, that's a...
Looks like an egg.
Just thinking about it makes my head feel like it wants to.
Your voice chip is stuck on cowboy again. Stop talking and net those aliens.
Come on here, you little varmints. Come back here.
I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm sure of what I'm gonna do. Hey, what's going on? Huh? Whoa!
And now we have lasers. And also the world map. And the ability for me to remember to change the control setting.
Next.
There we go, that's better. That's how it should be. I don't know why they had it the other way at first. Other than, I think that may have been how it is. Okay, we're slower.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hang on a second.
Take your time, I'm not in a rush. But yeah, so we have gotten the first color power, the Cyan Wisp laser. I missed the boost capsule. That's what it does. You make a laser. If you hit the little crystal things, you go a bit farther. I haven't played Colors in a bit, so I don't remember quite all the level design. How do I get up to that, onto that platform specifically? But yeah, with the perfect homing attack mechanic, it does mean you actually use the boost a fair bit more in this game. This version, I should say, than the original Wii version. Since it means you can actually get boosts from, well, not even just enemies, but anything you home and attack, including just like the many different pulleys and springs that you can home and attack onto. Sonic also now has a home and attack. Home and attack. No. Yeah, that's new. No, a double jump. Little bit stiff, but you get used to it pretty quickly, I find. Well, I got an A rank, going by the trophy. Sometimes you can get bonus items out of the numbers and letters if you break them. And I guess Slither had a problem with their mic. I'm sure they'll be back in a second. Park tokens, you can buy really cheap looking customizable things in this version. I don't think I'll bother. I don't really like how they look. The other thing, the stream's not going to be long at all. This game is not very long. If you're just running through the game, it's not at all long to complete. Which is nice after the past couple ones have been a bit longer than that. It's kind of nice to have a bit of a... I mean, that's how all these games are going to be. They're all going to be pretty breezy. Which, again, I enjoy. Like that. That was a 21 second. See, some of these levels are short. So the little Tails icon. So you don't have lives anymore. Instead, you have the Tails icon, which just means if you fall into a bottomless pit, he can rescue you instead of going back to your checkpoint. If you just died to, ring loss, so that's still just going back to the checkpoint.
I wish I knew what you were saying, little guy. Or gal. Or whatever you are.
Oh man, that was crazy!
Oh, I was reconfiguring my handheld into a translator so I can understand this guy. Did you go somewhere?
Didn't you see? I absorbed those aliens and got powered up with, like, some kind of wild energy. And after a few seconds, they'd pop out of me.
I find that hard to believe.
Okay, seriously? We need to find Eggman and figure out how catching these aliens fits into whatever heinous plan he's hatching.
And wreck that plan, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much how we spend our time.
So the plot is Eggman's evil. And he built an amusement park, and that's most of the plot. Nice and breezy. Nice and simple. Simple and clean. Kingdom Hearts. And here we get the new Wisp for this version of the game, the Jade Ghost Wisp. It's in the game. It wasn't in the original version. There's not a lot to say about it. They changed around some level design stuff to make use of it. It doesn't last that long if you're not actively going for the different spots. You can't just go through walls willy-nilly either. It has to be a specific... Like, you have to actively have the target spot to do it. So it's also rather, like, situational, even more than some of the other Wisps. Red rings, collect all of them and you get unlock some bonus levels. And eventually, if you complete all those bonus levels, you get Super Sonic. Which is not the best collectible in the game, reward in its world still, but at the very least, it has a little bit more point in this game than some of the other ones, since giving you unlimited boosts kind of means more, since you don't, it's harder to come across boosts in this game compared to something like Generations, where boost, it's not hard to get. Whenever you beat a level with a Wisp introduced in it, they go off to all the other levels they can be in. Which is pretty much all of them except Asteroid Coaster, but fuck Asteroid Coaster, apparently. I don't know. And we're already almost done with Tropical Resort. This is also a pretty short level. I made a mistake. So you still can't get every red ring until you beat Planet Wisp and get the Spike ability. Wisp. I don't need to be going for these, but I like collecting them if they're on screen. They make me feel joy. Yeah, that doesn't help me at all. I'm gonna wait a second for until Slither's for sure back. I'm gonna turn that off for now just to save on system resources. First boss of the game, and a funny cutscene.
23, 24, 25. Ah, not nearly enough aliens.
Want us to get more?
No, I want you to get me a cheeseburger and a shake. That'll be easier. Cheeseburgers don't run as fast as them little
It is pretty
idiot.
standard Saturday morning cartoon humor, admittedly, but after some of the past Sonic games before this one, it needed a break from their attempts at storytelling.
I reckon that hurt a bit. Wait a minute, I need to go over yonder. Sorry. Precious little aliens. I'll harness their hyper-go-on power, and then nothing will stop me. I know I say that every time, but this time, really, nothing will stop me.
Boss?
What? Sonic!
Who you calling nothing?
Huh? He means since the boss said nothing.
Yeah, stuff like this is kind of
Sonic here is going to
dragging out a joke a bit too much.
calling Sonic nothing.
Great! I thought nobody would get that.
Fine. You're so smart, robot. You take care of this mess. Release the big boy. At least I know he won't screw it up. Hasta la bye-bye, suckers!
Wait for me.
And that's Big Boy.
Guess it's time for me to start stopping.
I get it.
So the trick to this boss fight is you get the laser wisp and then you win. That's it. The bosses in this game are very hard, especially when you use the wisps. if you didn't get an S on any of the stages planned, this will probably be your first S. Considering I got 2 million points for that stage. Oh my god, I got 2 million points. 2 million points. Since they're just purely based off your time.
Just tighten this last bolt. Oh, there you are. Where'd you run off to?
I did a little shopping, grabbed a bite to eat, and trashed a giant killer robot.
Oh, really? And they've got shopping here too?
This place has everything. Hey, so how's your translator thingy coming along?
I think it's done. It's in binary code, so only I can read it. Okay, ask away.
Who are you, and what is happening to your people?
Conveniently, they can already understand Sonic.
It says his name is Talks-a-Lot, and he's from a faraway soda, and where flowers water them with dances.
Yeah, I think your machine still has some bugs.
Yeah, I think I can figure this out, though. Okay, he said his name is Yacker. He's from a race of beings called Wisps.
Lisps?
No, Wisps, with a W.
Yeah, I'll just stick with aliens if that's okay with everybody.
Oh, sure. So anyway, they're either being used for their magical powers by an evil man, or to make underwear to be worn by Sally. I just hear save them over and over.
When I was running around trashing robots, I saw a map that had a couple of interesting places. I think I'll go check them out, and maybe save some aliens.
The mouse man said to wrangle every piece of this mess. When you consider what we're doing from a robot's point of view, it's actually pretty gruesome.
Don't think about it.
If you say so.
I'm missing an arm. Have you got an arm?
No, but really, how much can it matter?
I guess it can't matter much.
So do you think Robotic Eggman normally has robots to clean up after his destroyed ones? I forgot that's where that came in. You back yet, Slither? Okay, take your time.
Next up, the top of...
Gonna be going at this in order, so next up is Sweet Mountain. Also, the story was already not exactly prominent. It's gonna take even more of a backseat now from here on out, with most of the cutscenes just being the ones before bosses. Go up here and get the Wisp, or boost, but then you can immediately go to the left here. Take a little secret path. And you can get a Cyan Wisp, and... although it's kind of awkward since if you want the red ring, you have to go back to get it. First drift section of the game, because it's no longer just an ability use, it's sectioned. And because of that, you don't really... there's not a lot to it because all you do in this section is drift. Feels a bit better than it did in Unleashed, in my opinion, but you can't really use it a lot. By the sounds of it, Frontiers is going back to having it be sectioned off, which kind of sucks, though hopefully they use it better. New Wisp! Drill! It's Knights. I forget if it was... I don't think that one ring was always there. Maybe it was. Yeah, the first stage of a new world is pretty much always going to be like a full-length little level. And then usually like the third or fourth is also going to be another pretty full-length level. And then the other ones are going to be the smaller, kind of bite-sized challenge stuff. Similar to how Sonic Unleashed work, it's just that you actually have to play the stages, which makes sense since there's less fluff in this game. You kind of need to be playing them, or they're not going to have a lot of content. These are pretty much a replacement for the QuickTime events from Unleashed, except now they're not really QuickTime events. You just hit a button. That's nice. Well, almost got all the red rings there. That actually may be an S. Nope. Just off. Needed that last red ring to get that, I think. You don't really need to worry about going for the red rings on your first playthrough of the game, though, since you need the wisps to get all the wisps to get them anyway. So just more focused on having fun with the levels for the first time through. Ah, the music's so good in this game. I'm gonna turn it up because I can. Also, the wisps are 2D sprites. You notice that. You want to drift as much as you can here because you actually get drift bonuses for drifting. So if you want that S, you kind of have to use it. Even if it is a little bit of overkill. Can't really boost in those sections either since it's the same button as boost. This is Savannah Citadel. Daytime. But again, and this time it's a bird on the Wii.
Uh-oh, that Switch just released some Eggman robots.
I never understood why they added that voice. That's not in the original. That was added for this release. I still don't understand it. Once again, another wisp we don't have quite yet. And I just loop back around to the start of the stage like an idiot. Oh, there goes any chance of a good rank. Now, if you've already noticed, yeah, a lot of this game is... Hi, Mocha! 2D. A lot of 2D stuff here. I still like it. And it's on the Wii, so it's not that surprising they didn't focus super hard on full 3D levels like Unleashed, just because the Wii would explode if you tried to do that kind of stuff on a Wii. Oh, well, I don't need it. That's seen it a level up. Act 3. Not even 30 minutes into the stream yet. Oh, that's so nice having a game I can beat in a reasonable amount of time. Usually the egg robots that have the unique outfits are the ones that will give you wisps. Or rather, white wisps for boost, I should specify. Orange wisp. Rocket. What does it do? Oh. That. I do not have the wisp for that quite yet. I landed on that robot. Oh my god. Poor guy. A lot of drip sections in this level I forgot about. Thank you, Mocha. Means a lot. How have you been, Mocha? Having a good day? Another A, right? Not a lot of S's today. Not that it's a big deal in the slightest. I'm just here to have a good time. Why'd I say it like that? That was weird. You see that little Metal Sonic icon? Once you get enough red rings in a world, you unlock a Metal Sonic race, which is just the same level, but essentially with a time limit in the form of Metal Sonic slowly going towards the end of the level. It's not that exciting. It was added in this version. I'm doing good. It's a day off, so I've been relaxing. Not a lot of errands to do today. I keep forgetting it's Halloween. I didn't have any plans. I'm not doing anything, so it's just a normal day for me. Ow. I'm somehow doing a really good job of making it just barely not open enough that I can hit myself in the face. Very skilled at that, apparently. It's also nice having a stomp that doesn't make you slip if you have any sort of movement. Unless you're holding left or right when you do the stomp, you're not going to start sliding like you would in Sonic Unleashed. Which is very, very nice and appreciated. You know, in this version, because of the homing attack update, I always have boost on hand, which is nice. Although it also makes you realize how the level design doesn't really encourage a whole ton of boost in like the Unleashed and later unlike Unleashed in the later generations levels would, as well as Forces, in fact. Well, Forces doesn't really encourage any thought at all is the issue with that one. Oh my god, just grab this stupid wisp. Bonk. And this is just a massive shortcut. Although speed, you do need to be fast in these levels to get an S rank. Purely skipping to the end like that will not get you the S. You gotta use Wisp in other sections to get those red rings if you want to have enough score. It's not... I mean, you still have to do it fast, like I said, but you can't just purely rely on getting to the end fast. Alright, I saw that game. I remember them being harder to find than as a kid. Then again, I was also a kid who was stupid and dumb. I thought there'd be a spring or something there. I was wrong. Quick stepping, also returning from Unleashed. It's also limited to its own specific sections, and you use the control stick for it, so it's a little bit less precise, but it works fine. Another wisp we don't have quite yet. Not complaining, but it's not actually that fun of a wisp to use unlike the other ones. These little ring things, ring things, I mean, candy canes. You get the right home attack at the right time, you get the big, swing off of them. This section is begging for that wisp, that blue wisp I don't have yet, so nothing I can really do there yet. I went the wrong way. These little, flagpole looking things. The farther to the end you are, the higher up you'll go. Burger. And it wasn't a D. So that has to mean something. Maybe? I'm not sure. Well, that was a wisp. Ow, I thought I had rings. I didn't have rings yet. I'm dumb. Let's do this little... Yeah, like this section right here. Like this was added in this version and it doesn't look right. There's just an invisible wall right there. And there's a red ring here now. Okay. There's a little emotionally hurt. Not a single whisper of any of those cheapskates. Wow. Yeah, you can stomp these yellow blocks. If they hit it or you stomp through it or use another attack, you can just go right through them. Once again, do not actually have the Wisp to interact with these yet. Nothing's wrong with Slither. He's there. No. Okay. Oh, I think I saw something light up. Never mind. Everything's okay. Maybe he's having mic issues. He didn't mute himself. Who knows?
Experience has taught me to investigate anything that glows. Experience has also taught me that the best way to solve problems is to kick robot butt.
Visitors are cautioned to avoid feeding, petting, or saving any aliens.
Excuse me, giant killer robot? You want to do this the hard way? Or the easy way? Somehow I knew you'd say that. Let's dance.
So the trick of this boss fight is you want to keep attacking these golden cannonballs until one of them will eventually give you a drill wisp that you use in the second section of this little fight. There we go. Ah! You also get shot, mayhaps. So, you knock the ship down, and then eventually he'll pop out. Now, you can also just attack him normally, but if you use the Drill Wisp, you do, to put it lightly, a lot of damage. There we go. It's usually that second, this one near the end that it gives you it. And that's the entire boss fight. That is how simple it is. If you all the boss fights, in fact, if you're using the wisps, they will go by so fast.
Hey, Tails, you missed the BBBE.
Huh?
Best boss beating ever. So, has Yacker given you any more information or limericks or whatever it is he's spouting?
Well, first, remember, this translation stuff isn't 100%.
Trust me, I remember.
So anyway, these aliens are made up of a really powerful energy source called hyper-go-ons. It's inside of them.
Like a battery?
No. Well, sort of. It's their life source. You only got a taste of it. Look at what happened. Battery is sort of an understatement. The funny thing, it was first translating as horrible body odor. Anyway, it seems an evil man, and you might know him, who they call Baldy Nosehair.
Baldy Nosehair! That's the best thing I've heard all day. I gotta remember that one.
I know, I've already written it down. Anyway, he's draining them of their power. All their power, and using it for an evil aquatic mammal? An evil dolphin? No, a porpoise. Oh, an evil purpose.
That's good intel. Keep working on it.
Hey, where are you going?
To find Baldy McNosehair, of course. I'm totally calling him McNosehair.
A joke that some fans would, for some reason, really learn to hate. I think it's kind of got dragged out a bit in later games in terms of him calling him that, but like, you feel physical pain over it, that's for sure. Starlight Carnival is next. The stage is gorgeous. Bit bloom heavy in this version, but still gorgeous. But really bloom heavy in this version, though. This was on the Wii. I feel like that just needs, like, repeating. This was a Wii game originally. If you want a good score, you just gotta keep using the quick step, even if you don't really need to be. Get that quick step bonus. Also, in this version, for some reason, at one point, it looks like Sonic just stops running. I don't get that. It's like a set speed. You can't go any faster or slower, really, on that, so... Just a bit odd. See, so will we get Blue Wisp? Yes, it is. Cube Wisp. Cube. Allows you to use the power of cubes. They will auto-revert back to whatever their original state was. They won't stay in the changed state. So you have to be quick. That's all it does, so it's kind of a boring power. Not a lot of room for creativity when using it. Put it lightly. Ow. I can homing attack that. Can I? No. Okay, I'm gonna stop trying now. Diving sections are simpler in this version of the game. Most notably in terms of movement, you don't have a lot of floatiness to it. You can just kind of hold the button down, you'll go forward. Likely because the Wii, maybe? I don't know. Motobugs, they're back. The Motobugs. Ow. Maybe they'll land on you like they just did for me. Oh, there goes the red ring. Boosting still draws in rings like in Unleashed, so not to as great of an extent as that game had it. And not only that, but it doesn't fill up your boost meter, so it's not like you need... It's super necessary for you to get a good score. This stage has such a good sense of scale. Look how small he is compared to that. And it's also still going. It's actually a pretty long stage. Anyway, no more good music. Time for Seinfeld. This was me. I didn't mean to do that. So, I didn't lose a life there. Also didn't lose any score. Like nothing ever happened. And then you get that. I forget if the middle one's the one I needed to take first. Or last. It was the one I needed. Yay! Let me in. Don't want to do too many at a time. Can I get to the top of these? I can. That's the way to do that. Now we're also at the actual end of the stage, I thought. But yeah, we are. Kick the ring for good measure. Ah, I almost got all the letters. Numbers. Let's see, not even an hour into the stream yet. I'm already almost halfway through the game. Not a long game again. I'm not complaining. I like having it not be stupid long. On the Act 2. Up there is a spike section, which again, I don't have that wisp quite yet, so can't really do. I'm about to explode. Luckily, I didn't explode. That was oddly anticlimactic. I made a mistake. think I remember a lot of the stages in Starlight Carnival being pretty short due to how long that first stage is. Oh, yeah, so every 30 rings, I guess? Or no, it was popping up earlier, too. Just wasn't paying attention. But yeah, no, that's another stage in there unlocked. I'm not going to be doing that first playthrough just because that would extend it greatly due to both having to play them and unlock them. And I just don't feel like doing that right now. Also, because of the fact that this is a guest profile, so that my main save file, I don't have to delete it, because for some reason this Ultimate version doesn't actually have multiple save files like the Wii original did. And because of that, it's not actually going to save it. This file will disappear after the stream, so no real point in doing anything extra for it. I don't need it, but I want it. Like that. I'm still going for the rings, but I don't need them, but they make me feel happy. So, this, at your default speed, it'll always keep up with you. If you do the little dash or full-on boost, it will lose track of you, so be careful of that. Those enemies, forgot their name, but they return from Unleashed, and they do the same thing of being annoying and electricity-based. And annoying. Did I mention they were annoying yet? I didn't think they'd bring back the Yellow Springs from Sonic 1. Also, where'd the spring go? There it is. There we go. So these things, they actually return frontiers later on, but they just shoot them out, not randomly, but in a very chaotic pattern. So you don't necessarily have to wait for them to finish, you can jump around it if you're careful. Bit of a fun obstacle, I think. Okay, that one, yeah, you might, it's probably worth waiting. I just got a trophy for what I'm just gonna assume is doing the perfect homing attack a lot. Anyway. "54 minutes into the stream, and I'm... Yeah, I know now, yeah. I might be able to hit the halfway point for real before, 1 hour into the stream. Green Wisp is gonna come up in here. It is the, Hover Wisp, also the Lightspeed Dash Wisp, because that's also tied to Wisp in this game. Ah, I just missed it. A lot of spike sections in this level that I can't do. But, very chill music, though, which is nice. Oh, I thought those would hurt me if I touched them. I love the PA announcements in this game. Oh, okay. Let me finish this level. Oh, there it is. Kind of just climb a giant robot. Kind of reminds me, you know what? It's not in a always copying kind of way, but it reminds me of that one level of Mario Galaxy where you go up the giant toy robot. But again, not in a copying kind of way, just a... What do you look at that? You know, what do you know? That kind of way. I also skipped a massive I skipped a shortcut, so in other words, I took a long cut. So now I'm kind of have to take the long way. I thought the homing attack would activate. Spin. Whenever you're doing the light speed dash, the meter does stop going down temporarily. Hello.
Hey.
Everything good?
Yeah.
You sure? That was just a while, is why. I
just needed to do some chores and make some dinner. It's alright.
Okay. Okay. Fun fact, I'm almost halfway through the game. This game does not have a lot of fluff.
I mean, it does, but...
Yeah, compared to the other games, no. Some other things. I out of curiosity, the whole Red Spring and the Eggman Spring thing that was brought up with Unleashed. I did some research on that because I was curious, and I couldn't actually find anything saying that the Red Springs were traps in the old games. The only things I found were that they were stronger. Usually they would be placed to send you high up into the air. Not necessarily used for specifically traps.
I might be misremembering. I think I read that somewhere. It might not be true.
And if I'd have to guess, maybe it was like a forum or something where someone's theorized it.
Maybe.
It sounds like one of those kind of things, you know?
Yeah.
Oh no, the rings, they run out. No. I don't need that red ring. I'm good. Ow.
This game does have a lot of fluff. It's just not very long.
Yeah, that's why I don't consider it as much of a fluff compared to. I mean, I think the That's kind of a weird way to describe it. Technically, the fluffiest game would be Unleashed, because Werehog, he's fluffy. But no, in terms of the most fluff-filled, that'd probably still be 06. Considering that has you replay entire levels and certain stories for no even story reason.
I mean, this game is guilty of that too, but with like tiny
More just like mild
segments,
level
levels.
design reuse.
The same segments of previous levels.
With new obstacles and stuff inside.
With mild tweaks that's just reused. And it's mandatory. It's much more equivalent to like
Well, I mean, it's like the bonus stages from Unleashed, if you had to play them.
I was thinking the SA2 different challenges.
No, I wouldn't go with that. That's different. The Unleashed bonus levels were very similar to how these levels are. It's just, instead of just being on the side that you can optionally do, instead they're just on the path.
They're mandatory.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, those bonus levels on Unleashed were also kind of bullshit hard compared to these, where there's more normal levels. And some levels are more guilty of it than others. Levels like Sweet Mountain aren't as bad about it, I find.
It varies, but it's still very much there.
Yeah, but I find it more fun still.
Regardless, it's still by definition fluff.
Yeah, it's more fun fluff though.
Yeah, that's subjective.
Yes, it is, but it's a subjective point that a lot of people agree with me on. I thought we would have a Tails boss fight, which would be funny in this because it would just kind of be Sonic beating the shit out of Tails.
You know, this plot point would be repeated ad nauseum throughout these games.
You're right. The writers for this did it again in Lost World.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I call that ad nauseum. It's more they did it again one more time, but it's more than you'd expect.
And then I won't just control one little punk, but the whole universe. In the meantime, enjoy the park. I'll leave you your own private tour.
But we can save that for when we get to Lost World, because, ooh, Lost World is a game.
Amazing to me that you'll play Lost World and not Black Knight.
Yeah, no, I will. I can stand Lost World. I don't like playing the storybook games. I still think the story's good in Black Knight. I don't like the game, though. I like everything around the game, but when it comes to me playing a game, I need the game part to be good.
I mean,
Don't look at the fact that I played Shadow and Sonic 06. Ignore that part.
I stand by that. The boss fights of Black Knight are admittedly very bullshit, but the actual levels themselves are pretty fun.
For me, I just don't like the actual, like, core gameplay of the storybook games. Specifically, Secret Rings more than Black Knight, I'd say. Although Secret Rings, that's mostly because of the motion controls not helping things.
But we cannot overstate how much of a godsend the nunchuck is.
Oh my god, yes, because you can, like, I want to go left. I don't have, you know, it's like, I want to go a little bit left. I can just tilt it a bit.
Yeah.
I think Black Knight especially, though, it's still hurt by the completely on-rails gameplay, like, purely on-rails.
Yeah.
Unleashed had that a bit. Colors and Generations are much better about exploration in the levels. But with Black Knight, there's only so many. Yeah, well, Colors, yeah, it's 2D, but it is very. A lot of the levels do have a lot of nooks and crannies to explore. Black Knight.
I find it hilarious that people considered Sonic Colors the best 3D game in a decade. It's mostly 2D.
People were desperate at that point, okay? It was rough times. But no, this is... I consider this more or less a primarily 2D game. Because, I mean, it is primarily 2D, is why.
Yeah.
I may have missed.
People at release,
No, I didn't.
people at release did not agree.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays people kind of acknowledge the fact that it is mostly 2D. Because, again, it just kind of is. And I think that's mostly a result of it being a Wii exclusive. Since compared to Unleashed on the Wii, this game is far more graphically impressive, I find, especially for a Wii game. but there was definitely
Unleashed for the Wii is definitely the better game.
No. No, not at all. I cannot disagree with you harder on that. I don't dislike Unleashed Wii, but no. I will go back to this game well before I go back to that one.
Learn that one the hard way.
Do we know how Eggman is getting all these aliens?
Yeah. At first I thought that Yacker was talking
What's he
about
doing?
how Baldy Nosehair was using
Oh, there he goes.
What is anybody doing?
He is pretty gassy.
Why are they just standing here?
I don't know, something doesn't seem right with that.
That's what I said.
Your fucking main character trait is movement.
Tiny adjustment.
Fucking move.
Insane generators.
Looks at Sonic Unleashed.
No birds.
Tell me about it. So basically, Eggman is using 5 tractor beam generators to hold their planet in orbit while he scoops the
Another
aliens
criticism I will have with Generations.
Oh, I share you on that one. I think that is like of that game. That is like the one universal criticism of Generations. I think is that the cutscenes and story are so.
3 more of those bad
Especially because Generations.
It's
Imagine what they
started
could have
here.
done with the story of that game.
Yeah, it started here. It started here and it's equally terrible.
It's because of the writing team that they had for this through Lost World, because it switched again with Forces. I'm pretty
Not
sure.
true. The Pontac game, Pontac was a translator, not the head writer. That is
Really?
a myth.
Okay. Okay. You know, I didn't know that. So was the head writer? I mean, I can look it up right now. We're in the middle of a cutscene.
The head writers,
Where is your new voice chip?
they were mostly localizers and translators.
Just need to install it.
Writing was held exclusively in the Japanese department.
To the top bone. The top bone's connected to the mouth bone. There. Good as new.
Finally. I don't think anything could have been more annoying than that cowboy chatter. Feeling shipshape with me new voice.
I'm trying to look it up. I can't. Whenever for every single website and.
Search for that number, Sonic. Fire.
Excuse me.
I think that's the wrong chip.
Yeah, no, I can't seem to find it. I can't find whenever I look up right for any like official website stuff, they come up as the main storyline writers, not directors, obviously, but. So they may have been the main ones writing the storyline
Those idiots. In just a few hours,
included.
Sonic's world
From what I have heard from many interviews, their involvement was very, very, very sparse. Again, mostly localizers and retranslating.
Then who wrote
The-
it?
The writing was heavily mandated by Sega's Japanese corporate base, basically forcing them to abide or else.
Yeah. That. I can't find a lot of info on that specifically, although I did find some interviews correlating that. But that doesn't sound surprising, so.
Yeah,
Anyway, I like this music.
Planet Wisps music is great. I wish that a lot of the level design wasn't as reused over and over again. God.
Yeah.
It's very, very blatant, and honestly, when you put it
It's
all,
almost as blatant as it's on Heroes doing it. That shut you up.
Honestly, but mostly
I
because
consider them
it
both
was
just as
the
guilty of
same
it, for the
level.
record.
Yes, but
I just
with
enjoyed
how
playing
much
this game
it
more.
is added, it just for what is already a short game, it just feels very shallow to me.
Yeah. Well, again, it helps. I enjoy playing this more than Heroes. I don't have enemies with health bars. And giant weird golem guys that just say, okay, the level stops now. Bite this enemy for the 50th time.
Yeah.
This game gets a move on.
Can we also talk about how terrible this port is?
Yeah, admittedly, it's a little bit harder because we've since had patches, so a lot of the really, really bad bugs are gone, but...
I actually want to talk about how,
You go off.
Okay, so I'm a fan of the Silent Hill franchise, and I'm sure that you went through the rail.
No, you had to do something else to get on that one.
Alright.
Actually, wait, no.
As I was-
Wait, no, you're right, I did. Why'd I go through the rail?
Yeah, terrible port. As I said earlier, I'm a fan of the Silent Hill franchise. I remember playing the original on my PS3. I own the PC port of Silent Hill 2. I love this franchise to death. So
Silent
you
Hill's
are aware of the absolute disaster that is the Silent Hill HD.
Oh no, I've been on my own rabbit hole deep dive about the game. I know all about it and how the team for that was basically getting like, here's a broken version, unfinished version of the game in like 2 weeks. Have fun.
Oh, and also,
Good
the
luck.
creative directors had long since, and also, unlike Metal Gear Solid, the creative directors of these games have long since fucking bailed from this company.
Yeah, it's well documented. The reason why the HD ports for the Metal Gear series were so good is because they could actually go to Kojima.
Because they could go to Kojima. But more to the point that I was trying to make is that when that game first released, people were rabid about how deplorable the state of the games were. But I find so many games are released these days
that are in that quality,
equally broken states, and that we are just numb to it.
I think it's a combo of A, the numb factor, and B, the fact that those were classics that we already had good versions of. But mostly the numb factor.
I think it isn't because we got numb to it.
It's just the
beyond
state
just
of games
game quality.
nowadays.
And the biggest excuse that people that I hear is that, oh, we can patch it later, that's okay. Bullshit. The fact that it was released in this state is deplorable, and we should hold companies on account for launching broken products and then fixing them long after anybody cares.
Yeah, it's one thing to just like patch some bugs out that get found after release, that's one thing, but to release the game knowing there's the bugs there.
Like, okay, we complain about Sonic Heroes, but that game is still, even the PS2 version, is still in a playable state.
The PS2 version's putting it.
Its bugs cannot be fixed. And so there needed to be a form of quality that was upfront, that they were proud of to sell to people.
And then they made Adventure DX.
Such is not the case here. And it probably will never be.
I'm thinking about it now. Sega doesn't actually have a very good track record with their re-releases, do they?
Yeah.
It's like, even going all the way back, I mentioned it before, but even going all the way back to Sonic Adventure DX, that game...
Yeah.
Not as good as the original.
No, it isn't.
And then I'm thinking about it, other games, what else is there? The recent Origins collection, which they rushed.
Yeah.
And it sucks, because you can... hearing the developers on Twitter going like, yeah, no, we had to rush the game, and it sucks.
Yeah. And what's funny is that the only game that actually got remade in the Origins collection was Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah, the rest were just ports of the, admittedly, already perfectly good mobile ports.
Yeah. But we cannot play the originals anymore, to any capacity.
Yeah, no, I did have already the original Steam releases. The Jade Ghost, by the way, that's a new what's introduced in this version. It's kind of awkwardly implemented.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Sonic Origins. It just sucks. It just really sucks.
Yeah. Oh, and also the disappointment of Tails in this release. Good God.
Oh, I remember that. People thought that maybe you'd get to play him, but no, it's just...
Nope. That would actually be smart and make this version worth playing, but
yeah.
No.
I'm
you
sick.
might as well go to the Wii version, because this is a disgrace.
Yeah, I'm playing it here for the stream purely just for image quality and stuff, and because you can do 60 FPS with Dolphin, but that does cause some bugs, which surprisingly they didn't have for this release. They just had new bugs instead.
Yeah. Oh, and how about keeping the control limitations of the Wiimote despite the fact that we're on modern consoles? That's stupid.
What do you mean?
Okay, so the switch lane ability that is
Oh,
normalized in every other quick step ability.
Yeah, I don't know why they couldn't have just put that. I understand with the drifting, maybe just because it's so level specific. But with quick step, they could have just let you use the triggers.
You could have had both. You could have had both.
Yeah.
And
admittedly, you wouldn't get a lot of use out of that, but it'd be nice.
There are certain levels, there are certain parts of these levels where the quick step isn't available, and it would have been great for it.
Yeah, that Sweet Mountain. Sweet Mountain's an example.
Yeah, Sweet Mountain. It's so fucking dumb.
In addition to that, notice how I'm not using the remix music. I don't know if you noticed that yet.
yeah, I did.
Because I don't like it.
Because while I like Jun Sonoi's tracks and his remixes, the others are just bad.
It doesn't help that they were already kind of full orchestral like versions anyway.
Yeah.
So it's kind of overkill. Like I think the biggest one, and it's the one. By the way, Planet Wisp's remix music was DLC on launch. It didn't actually come with it.
That's so fucking.
And
stupid.
Also, the option to turn it off wasn't until after launch too. The remix music. Originally, the way it was set up was that the first 3 acts would be remixed, and then the last 3 would use the original tracks. They had to add in an update whether you wanted all remix or none remix or the mix. But they ruined Planet Wisp, and that made me mad. I mean, it was DLC, so you didn't have to have it at least. But like, they made it way too high energy. And that's just not what the theme is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a little bit melancholy because it's a planet getting taken over.
Yeah.
And they just completely ruined that part of the vibe.
Oh, and okay, so I think the funniest part of this fucking port is the customization, or rather lack thereof.
Yeah, they look so tacky.
Can't recolor Sonic. You can't give him a hat. You can't change his shoes. But you know what you can do? Light the bastard on fire.
Finally. Fuck him. Sega finally knows what its fans want.
It's so stupid.
I forgot how high you can bounce off an enemy if you just jump on them.
Yeah.
It's weird, I always hear people talk about how hard it is to platform with the tiny platforms with this control, and I can understand it, but I don't have that much trouble with it. Though I've also been playing this game since it came out, so again, that probably helps things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit skewed.
One thing I do understand is the fact that the, that was a shortcut I took, by the way. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of the level I just now skipped doing that.
Yeah. But, you know, I feel that unlike the adventure games, I don't think that was intentional.
No, I'm pretty sure it was, considering it got me the S rank.
I mean, to be fair, it's not really hard to get S ranks in these games.
Like in college, certain levels you definitely do have to work for the S rank. Certain levels, like the point requirement, you pretty much have to be fast and also be getting the red rings for the point bonus at the same time.
Yeah.
And find a route. And then other ones like that, you can get it pretty easily. It depends on the level. A lot of the longer levels tend to be that kind of, you have to get the red rings. Because those levels, like, I can get through them really fast, and that still won't get me the S.
Yeah. Did I mention how much I don't really like the modern designs?
Yes, you do that a lot. It's very petty.
I hate the skewed mouths. It looks weird and terrible. And honestly, working with them in SFM is a pain in the ass.
But then I think about how he looked in 06, and I feel... that makes me feel fear.
Yeah.
They're going for the original artwork is why. Except for Tails, he still has his mouth in the middle.
Yeah. The inconsistently gets on my nerves. The fact that there's no ability to just center the mouth, which would look better.
He also looks like he has one giant eyeball.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, he's always looked weird. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Ah, it's getting hot in here. It was cold in my area for a while now, but it's starting to heat up again a bit. I also really love this track.
Oh, did you see his eyes not move? That's not in the original game.
Yeah. I also really love how, like, papery his mouth looks in this.
Yeah, because it's a texture.
Yeah,
it's
well,
not there.
That's because this is a Wii game. Again, a very impressive Wii
Beautiful.
game. It is a very pretty Wii game for a Wii.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's still a Wii game. It's skipping ahead a bit, but this level is in Generations. It's the representation for colors.
Yeah.
I think it's so disappointing in that game because it starts off so good, and then it stops being good. Because with Generations, it's the best described with the Generations level is it's almost like they took every act and put it all in one level. You also hear Rocket, 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 a lot.
Yeah.
Remember when this game was first announced and people called it a Mario Galaxy ripoff?
No, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
This is not nearly as ambitious as Mario Galaxy.
No. Then again, to be fair, the Mario and Sonic series have always had different definitions of ambition in terms of what they go for. But, what was I thinking of? Yeah, no, Lost World is still a bit of a weird anomaly to me, because it's so... I don't get how its development happened, you know? The fact that, like, what made them go just like, hey, you know that formula that people have been really liking, that, and everything? What if we just didn't do it, and did a weird thing?
Corporate hubris.
Yeah, that probably is it.
A lot of the decisions of, like, okay, so Shadow's batshit insane decisions, I do not know what sense came in, but a lot of the decisions with later Sonic, corporate hubris. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, probably. Also, for some reason, people have been getting... I mean, okay, let me rephrase. Understandably getting on Iizuka's case as the director, because, yeah, the games are bad. Blame the director, he's kind of the one directing things. But acting like he, they introduced him as the director, and then it got ruined. He directed Adventure 2.
Yeah.
Like, he's been around with the series for ages, and it kind of... Actually, it makes it worse, because he should know what he's doing.
I feel sort of sad for Iizuka, because, and once I did feel that he was responsible, but the more I hear about stories about Konami and developments with other Sonic games.
Higher up.
Yeah, I feel like even he's just.
I mean, he's
not
been
really
working
the
with
man
it for
for
ages.
his
He has to have some emotional attachment to the series.
Yeah, but like power within in Sega of Japan.
Yeah.
Which is depressing to hear about.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing that Sega's doing, that they've been doing to Sonic for ever since, like, 2014, pretty much, with Boom, is that they're rushing things.
Which again, due to Sonic Boom's total financial clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Oh hey, it's this a boss again.
Yeah, no, this game has 3 bosses, and they reuse them for some reason.
I know for a fact these guys are getting harder and
You know, we're talking about
No,
rushing.
you're not. What the fuck are you talking about, Sonic? They're not getting hurt in this shit.
It's just green now.
It's just green now.
You know, you were talking about rushing. I'm sure that the boss fights, they probably rushed this game a bit too. Not as bad as, say,
Yeah.
Forces, but that's probably a result. That's why they had to reuse bosses.
And level design.
Yeah. I mean, the fact of how the DS game is
look,
laid
he
out.
said the funny. He said the funny, boys.
To be fair, that line got... I don't think it got ruined, personally. But that mostly just because people kept repeating it. They didn't themselves repeat it constantly. Also, it was the...
still find it not funny at all.
That's you. Spike. Is he gonna do the laser thing? He's doing the laser thing. I don't like him doing that. Make him stop.
Oh, and the lasers are sort of are transparent now.
Yeah, that looked weird. I don't remember it looking like that. You know what? It looked more...
It didn't. You compare the two, it did not.
Well, you know what it is? It looks like whenever a laser in a boss fight like this is about to go off, and that's like the warning trail.
So you beat that in 15 seconds, and this next 30 seconds have just been the boss dying.
Yes. Oh, that's the other thing. The boss fights in this game are ridiculously easy.
Yeah. It's a good game.
It is. I mean, to be fair, most of the daytime bosses in Unleashed were kind of the same thing too. In fact, you know, now that I think about it, the daytime bosses in Unleashed were all kind of the same, whereas the nighttime bosses were all pretty different. I mean, the one with the block pushing was stupid, but, like, you know, the rest they were still unique.
The important thing here is the alien planet is free.
Absolutely.
So, we can just forget about the whole talking.
So, one thing I've wondering, so, presumably, Planet Wisp was the only planet he actually kidnapped, and the rest he just made?
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of sad they went for Interstellar Amusement Park, and instead of going, like, the Disney World route of, you know, you had Eggman Land, now you have Eggman World.
Yeah.
Although that name isn't very grand sounding, to be fair.
Yeah.
I like how it uses the main egg, what are they called? Egg Robo? Egg Pawn?
Egg pawns.
Egg Pawns. I like how they get different, like, little outfits for all the different, worlds.
Yeah, like Sonic Heroes.
Yeah, same. So it's like the same enemy mostly, but like that design helps like set them apart from stage to stage, compared to say Forces.
Where they're literally drones. They're not even painted.
Yeah.
The Wisps are PNGs.
Yes, because this was a Wii game, and they didn't update it.
Sonic Ultimate. Sonic Colors Ultimate version, ladies and gentlemen.
I remember when this first came out, and everyone, and it was the state it did, and everyone just went, "Well, Frontiers is dead."
Which I honestly feel is kind of reasonable. I mean,
Yeah, no, I agree. I perfectly fine. No, I agree. I was right up there with them.
Yeah. With how many times Sega has completely fucked over this franchise with even the most basic of shit, why would you have any confidence in them going all out with an actually ambitious game?
Yeah, like I'm more confident, not confident, let me say optimistic about Frontiers now, purely because we've got people playing the demos and stuff and saying it was fun.
Yeah.
You know, like that's.
I'm glad that you can like change Sonic's physics to be whatever you wish.
Yeah.
That automatically makes it. That automatically will just make it like top tier as far as Sonic games. Oh, it's my favorite level design. Standing still.
Yep. One thing about Frontiers, I hope it's just good on its own, but they're making a big deal about it being like the launching point for the series kind of thing. Like the next adventure in terms of it will, you know, kind of determine what the series will be like for the future.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what Azuka's been saying. One thing that is notable with the cyberspace stage is the fact that they have level design from both the Boost era and the Adventure era implies they're trying to kind of have a control style where you can do both.
Yeah.
You know, best of both worlds kind of thing. Because you can tell they wanted to do more of that exploration kind of adventure style stuff with Lost World, admittedly, because of its slower gameplay style. The issue with Lost World just wasn't very fun.
Yeah. I mean, you got rid of the moment. Like, you have all these new ideas for movement, and then you get rid of the momentum mechanics that make movement fun.
It just didn't feel good to play, is the issue with Lost World. Like, it wasn't, like, hard to control or anything, it just wasn't that fun.
No,
it wasn't like 06, where it's, like, so twitchy, it just wasn't fun.
No, the controls were just not fun.
And the level design didn't help either.
No. And we're probably not going to see Sonic do any parkour again, even though, honestly,
they already announced that it's in Frontiers.
Yeah.
Although in a more understandable way, instead of being the entire main gimmick.
Well, honestly, I feel like it should be a main gimmick.
I mean,
Because,
it is a factor. There is parkour in
Lost
Lost World. Not Lost World, yeah. In Lost World, yes. In Frontiers, they announced it. They straight up announced it.
Because, like, parkour would be the biggest...
It fits Sonic. It fits Sonic so well.
It'd be the biggest revolution in Sonic's gameplay since rail grinding.
Like, the main thing that has me excited and still cautiously optimistic about Frontiers is the fact that it's the first game in a while where it feels like they're going all out.
Yeah. Same here. That's why I'm gonna stick around and play it.
Mm-hmm. I have it pre-ordered, in fact, already. It says it'll pre-download on the 6th. By the way, do you like Seinfeld?
Just became Doug Walker there, Jesus.
I thought I was gonna fall. Also, look at Sonic's... Oh, wait, no, I moved, damn it. Also, this is a game where Sonic learned how to swim, finally.
Yeah, it sort of trivializes swimming mechanics, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, to
Like,
be fair, it's not like they were really fun in the other games.
No, but there was challenge.
Well, in exchange, the water areas tend to be confined and big. So it's more along the lines of you have better movement in them, but they go on for longer, so you have to be careful. So... And also, once you actually get a hold of a drill wisp in the water, then it turns into fun nights.
You become Zora Link.
You know, that is true, but I'm gonna stick with Knights because that's Sega. I died.
You know what I also grinds my gears about this game? The reuse of tiles.
Yeah, that does kind of make it feel like a
this was clearly made in a fucking level editor.
Yeah, well, you know what it is? That's what makes it feel like those the extra stages in Unleashed, because they also had that problem.
Yeah.
And spikes. They really like spikes.
Yeah.
Seriously, they really like spikes.
Weren't that really obnoxious and not fun at all? How about an entire game?
No, they're not obnoxious and annoying like those were. God, those bonus levels, especially the DLC ones. Jesus Christ. I'm a rocket.
Rocket ship.
I do like how Sonic can just decide I'm going to fall slowly now.
Screw gravity.
Fuck you, Ray. This is my power now. Yeah, he ate him. Oh god. He absorbed him. One feature of the Ultimate version I do like is the... I forget what the name of the thing is, but like the perfect homing attack or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Where if you time the ring... Because it gives you a bit of extra boost. So as a result, you have a bit of extra boost. Not a whole lot.
And also murders your ears.
Yeah. I mean, it is a little satisfying to do because you had to time it.
Yeah. an eagle gotten here?
I mean, you think
Eagle
that...
got
I think
report?
they fixed a lot of the sound... I think they fixed some of the sound issues in patches since.
Yeah, again, not excusable.
No, not excusable. I'm just saying, like, currently, we don't have to... I'm more saying we don't have to worry about it as much. Like, for our sake. Ah! I ran out of boost. Oh, there goes Sonic.
There he goes.
But the nice thing is that this stream will be nice and short, and it won't be 5 hours long.
The trade-off is that I will be incredibly vicious with my criticisms from here on out.
Yeah, I know, and I'm going to be able to fight them very easily. What is the camera doing?
Sonic Colors
Ultimate.
Ultimate.
Now
edition.
featuring passion and ambition.
What I've found, okay, so what this playthrough has been an eye-opening experience to some degree, in that I feel that a lot of our preferences for Sonic games come from like what we grew up with and what we because I actually didn't own the game.
I mean, the main one I grew up with was Adventure 2 and Heroes and Adventure DX.
Yeah.
I played the shit out of those games before even this came out. So, like, that's not the main reason. I still grew up... I did the same games you... well, I mean, which ones did you grow up with exactly? Because I remember you said you technically didn't play the Adventure stuff till later.
I grew up with Sonic Heroes and 1, 2, and the stable trial for Sonic 06.
That's right. But no, like...
But I feel like a lot of the stuff comes down to personal preference.
Yeah, no.
When
I think,
you
like...
look at the quality between, like, Sonic Heroes and Colors, they're both mid in their own degree. But we prefer them for our own specific reasons.
I prefer the aesthetics and music of this compared to Heroes, I think. Although Heroes does have good music and aesthetics.
Yeah. I love the ham. Which is...
I know you meant, but I kind of got really confused for a second. I was like, Ham? Is there a pig character I forgot about? Ham?
Yeah.
Porky?
I mean, that... I mean, we don't know. You skipped the majority of the game.
True. But yeah, no, with it's like, again, I hear about the nostalgia thing. It's like whatever you played first. It's like the one I played first as a kid was and the majority was Adventure 2.
Yeah, no. Like the one that I played the most was Sonic 1.
I dashed into it.
I hate Sonic 1. The first Sonic game is completely terrible and the worst among the original trilogy.
You know what it is, I think? Whenever I think about my favorite games in the series, I don't think of just one. I keep doing that! Why do I keep doing that?
As you were saying?
Whenever I think about what my favorite games were, I never just simply think of it as, like, oh, my favorite was this one specifically. I think, like, my favorite classic game, which is 3 and K.
Yeah.
And then my favorite boost game, which is Generations. And then my favorite adventure-style game, which is...
Yeah.
It shifts between Adventure 1 and 2 for me. It depends on the day, like, the time of the day.
Nostalgia, surprisingly, does not have that big of a contribution into our...
Yeah.
perceptions of what
No.
Sonic games
We're
are.
not saying that in general. There are people who are very much ruled by their nostalgia in terms of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because there are people whose favorite is Shadow, which is, again, fine if that's your favorite. Why?
You're factually wrong.
But, like, I played the shit out of Adventure DX. Like, I almost collected all the emblems in that game as a kid. And the DX version, including the mission stuff.
Yeah.
Admittedly, that was because I found out about the Game Gear unlockables, and as a kid, you didn't have a lot, you don't have a lot of money as a kid. finding out there's like an entire set of games you can just unlock in this one game you didn't know about is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Because it was just listed as mini games. Like,
it's the favorite. Oh, the spring level. Everyone's favorite.
I had boost.
I'm on my way.
I forgot I had boost. I thought I'd just do a dash. I boosted. I thought I'd just do that little dash. I went fast. Sonic, you're going too fast. Stop. Whoa. No, not worth it.
Italy. It's an explosion.
Another control thing I talked about earlier that they improved from Unleashed is the stomp, and that if you're not holding a direction on the stick when you hit the stomp, he will stop wherever he lands, you know? Whereas at Unleashed, he would still kind of keep going forward and like start sliding even if you weren't touching the stick, making it not super reliable to stop. Compared to this game where it that change helps out a lot, I feel, especially in the small platforms. Ooh. I need to get a CD of this soundtrack at some point. I don't actually own any of the soundtracks on CD, on physical. Do you?
Nah, I plan on getting the Sonic.
Are they like the Mario Galaxy OSTs where they're stupid expensive for some reason?
Because they're exclusive to Japan.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case with the Sonic ones. Well, with the Mario, I don't think it was just simply that they were exclusive to Japan. They were exclusive to Japan's Club Nintendo as a reward.
No, they released the soundtrack pretty regularly in Japan, but only there.
I wish they would do it here.
Yeah.
I like music.
I like video game music.
I like video games.
I mean, I certainly would love to own like Sonic Adventure 2 and Silent Hill 2 soundtracks on CD.
You know,
because those are two great soundtracks for video games.
I thought they were in the background. Oops.
Yeah, doesn't the new lighting in this game suck?
Yeah, there's so much bloom.
Yeah. Oh, you know what this is? This is the modern SADX.
Yes, yes it is. That's why I was talking about the remake thing.
Yeah. It's all equally terrible.
I'm surprised. No, never mind. I was gonna say something I was surprised about, and now I'm not. By the way, look at the outlines on the fish.
Let's zoom in and enhance.
You can see the PNG like outlines. By the way, the fish do is they act like a shield, and they also provide air for some reason.
You know, because a bubble shield would be redundant because you can just stop.
I mean, you say that. It didn't stop them from having the electric shield in the 3D games without the double jump. Jade Ghost.
Why not bubble?
Never mind.
Why not have the bubble shield?
Bubbles.
Of course, if they actually did that, then I would just complain about it being nostalgia pandering. So well played.
It's in Generations for Classic Sonic. In fact, the Generation still has a feature for the shields that I want to return. And that rather than being, like, you find them in item boxes, you actually would equip them. And, like, you hit a button to activate it. So, you could choose when you wanted the energy, like, the elemental shield for, like, a specific part of the level, say, if you wanted to save it. It meant that I kind of liked finding them in stages, but for, like, replaying stages, I preferred it. It's meant I could actually have it ready for the part of the level I wanted it ready for. Yeah, the way it works in Generations that the elemental ones, you get 1 charge of it, and then for the normal shield to give it purpose, you get 2 charges of it as a shield. Although I forget if you have to do a mission to upgrade the normal shield one to have the 2 charges. I can't remember that. That's the other cool thing about Generations, that those upgrades, you actually do specific missions to unlock them in, like little challenge stages for the shield.
Yeah.
I will say, I'm kind of surprised that the drift is still going to be contact sensitive in Frontiers.
That's dumb.
Yeah, at the very least, Lightspeed Dash is back to just being a normal ability.
Thank you. I hope it's not as stiff as it was in Generations.
Yeah. I mean, I think, looking at gameplay, people were able to pull it off pretty easily, like, after, as in, like, in quick second, like, timing, where they just realized they needed to use it kind of thing. And they were able to pull it off still.
So it's more like SA2s.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, and
Nice.
it also has its own button. It's actually clicking in the left stick.
And you've lost me.
Admittedly, it sounds a bit odd, but it's mostly because all the other buttons are actually being used now. And again, looking at people playing it, they were able to pull it off perfectly fine, so it doesn't seem like it'll be that hard to use. And even then, they might add a ability to remap controls in the final version, so...
I hope they do.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't mind. You can remap controls in this game, in fact. I had to, because for some reason, the boost was set to circle, and stomp was set to square. By default. I don't know why.
Probably to avoid situations where you do, boost in a trampoline stage.
Well, no. I'm saying the controls are exactly the same as any of the other boost games. It's just that they switched those 2 buttons around. I don't know why they did that. It's confusing. Like in Forces, which is also on a PS4, by the way, it's just the normal control scheme. It's like they accidentally did it.
Yeah. And,
This show goes on for too long.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'll admit the humor, there's a couple funny lines I like in this, like the one where Cubot talks about how it's kind of fucked up that they're picking up pieces of a robot from their perspective. Like, I like that joke, that's funny. But like this one, like, they go on for too long.
Yeah, and this is something that is in common with many, many other Sonic games up until this point.
Oh, okay, so I'm looking at the control scheme from one of the press showings for Frontiers. And it is left stump stick to light dash. What I noticed, though, is that it specifically says after the skill is unlocked. But for stuff like the... Okay, thought Oh, that's right. You have to lead the missiles into it. I mean, I also just wasted it. Shit. Ow. Okay, I'm gonna pay attention to this for a bit. Run, Sonic, run! Go! Okay, there we go. I got the little spot. But the drift is still specifically said, like, level specific.
Yeah.
So I guess you actually have to unlock the light dash again.
That's fine.
It's also weird seeing a control scheme and it says parry. Like, I like stuff like that where you have a big arena kind of thing, so when the boss is off screen, you get a little icon showing you where it is so you don't lose track.
Yeah.
But no, I'm looking at it's a little card-looking thing that shows the control scheme for Frontiers, and yeah, no, every button's being used for something.
Good.
So I think that's why they put that on the thumbstick, is mostly just because they ran out of buttons.
Yeah. I mean, they could do an MGR and make parrying context sensitive, but...
They could. Might be, actually, I'm not sure.
Given how it took me till the very end of the game for me to learn how to properly parry in that case, then,
Wait, what?
For MGR, yeah.
How?
Okay, so the thing is that I would move the left stick while attacking, but if you're already moving, the left stick prioritizes movement over the ability to read how to parry. I didn't know that until nearly the very end of the game.
Because, like, the parry in that game, and I played the game before, it's, you attack while pushing towards the enemy's attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you're already moving...
Oh, you'll just do an
towards
attack
the
in the
enemy,
other direction.
You will not parry. You'll just attack.
I guess I never noticed that, because I guess I just did it correctly.
Because you played how the game was intended.
Like, I have the PIM image right now. You want to see the control scheme?
Sure.
Let me just... I'm just gonna put it in the Discord chat
Why
right
would
here.
you serve sushi in a bucket?
You know me. I aim to please.
I mean, hey, it's faster. You want food or not?
Grab the bite at the bucket of sushi.
You can...
What's the verdict?
His cruelty knows no bounds.
Admittedly, the thought of a guy named Eggman serving me sushi does sound scary. Don't know about you. Hi, Butter.
Next stop, the aquarium park.
Hi, Butter.
This underwater attraction is the perfect place.
Oh God, Battle in Wonderworld. Ugh.
So disappointing.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so the reason why it's on the thumbstick and not the Y button is that the side loop is like the little trail thing you can do. That's on the Y button now. If they let you remap the control scheme, I think that could also work being on a thumbstick kind of thing. Although I guess it might also be they're thinking about people who, if you accidentally, like, if you get into the heat of something, you accidentally click in the stick just for moving, you know? Because I've done that before when playing games, and
Yeah.
that might kill your speed, and it'd be more frustrating than just having a light speed dash on it.
Yeah.
So that I could also understand that. But again, if they just let you remap it completely, there's no big problem at all, because then you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Final Wisp, Frenzy. It is Pac-Man. I also like how its theme compared to the other ones, which none of them are super complicated, but even compared to those, its theme is just literally just da 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 da. Fitting. Ah.
Almost made it.
Here,
Wait, almost made it. Wait, Tails said almost made it. That implies he let him fall. What do you mean almost made it? You did make it.
Yeah.
Huh? So this is technically the final level, because the final level is more of a, like, gimmicky kind of thing.
Yeah, it's more of a gimmick.
Event kind of thing. But, as final levels go, I like this as a final level. It's not exactly final level themed, but it's most threatening out of all the planets, I'd say. With a really heavy rock-sounding soundtrack to go with it.
Yeah, Jun Sonoy coming in with his remixes, it's great.
The main bass line of it, though, kind of sounds like that one TMNT theme for, like, I think maybe the 4Kids show they had at one point.
Oh my god.
Can you hear it now? Do you know what I mean?
Hang on.
That, you know, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that one?
Yeah. I grew up with that show.
You know what I mean? Like, I kind of hear it now. I can't unhear it.
Oh, Sonic!
Oh my god.
I'm so glad you can tell! How many more games I got till Frontiers? I got this one, obviously, then I got Generations, Lost World, and Forces, so 3 games left.
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing some extra, but by the looks of it, I'll probably be finishing, like, right before it comes out. Which, I mean, that's better. I'd rather the marathon actually be properly timed instead of finishing, like, a week early.
Yeah.
I got a red ring.
So, Cream the Rabbit's introduction will not be a part of this.
Unfortunately, no. She doesn't exist anymore.
Outside of IDW.
God, that was dark.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Once again, read the comics, they're good.
Read the comics. I actually reading up on the imposter syndrome.
Oh, that was a really
Rather-
good 4-issue little mini arc.
And Surge and Kit meeting Sonic. for the
It's
first
Scourge
time.
if it was good. Okay, that's a little bit harsh, but it has that really fun of like it's a fun story, but also like goes like, oh shit, like, you know,
Yeah.
it has those moments. I remember you talked about that, Buttery, playing every game. That would probably take a bit longer than my Sonic Marathon did. Even if some of the games are a bit shorter, most Soda games tend to be a bit longer than a Sonic game, I find.
Yeah.
Also, did you see the recent entry that got published today where I think Izuka said that Frontiers wasn't at all inspired by Breath of the Wild, which, get the fuck out of here. No, it was.
No.
We're not... How dumb do you take us for? Like,
Oh,
the cyberspace stages are, for all intents and purposes, I can get up there.
They're shrines.
Yeah, they're shrines.
For all intents and purposes, they are shrines.
Which, again, for an open world Sonic game, that's a good idea. I wish they had more themes, but that's not a bad idea.
I can do this all day.
Hang on, stop. Now, I want you to watch Tails very closely.
Oh, yeah, it is.
He didn't phase through the wall. That's disappointing.
It's probably in a different section.
No, in a It's Oh, hey, look, it's Adventures Tails. He's brown now.
Oh, you're right. Well, no, not Adventure Tales. You mean Adventure 2 Battle Tales.
No, I mean Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, I thought you meant Adventure 2 Battle, because that also happened in that game.
Probably should have said Sad AM Tails.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
They fucked up the lighting in Adventure 2 Battle so bad.
Yeah, it's more to the transparencies.
Why is it always the lighting?
Yeah, in this game too.
And no, it was lighting. Like, it was, like, straight up, it was lighting effects that they couldn't get working on the GameCube in time that the Dreamcast version had in Adventure 2's case!
Goodbye.
Wait, let's see.
Let's watch.
No.
Oh.
Oh, I could see him for a bit.
He just shrank. He just shrank into nothing. Goodbye.
I got distracted by him shrinking.
Oh, Sonic!
But no, they always fuck up the lighting in these re-releases.
Yeah.
What does Sega have against lighting? What are they, a fucking Kingdom Hearts villain?
Darkness, darkness, light, darkness, friendship, darkness.
For the record, I'm so excited for Kingdom Hearts 4.
There's a Kingdom Hearts 4 now?
Yes, we got a trailer for it last year.
Damn.
It looks really... the world that Sora's stuck in right now looks really realistic. Like, it looks like... what was the city from FF15?
Limsa? Or...
No, that's FF14.
I haven't played 15.
Oh, I forgot. Well, you know how that city looked?
No.
Oh. It looks like a normal city. Like, it looks really realistic. He has normal shoes on. Like, let me put it that way. He has normal shoes. His feet aren't bananas.
He doesn't have them clown shoes.
No. Also, we see his feet at one point in the trailer. Make of that what you will.
Buff Riku joke.
I mean, it looks interesting. And, like, at the end, it showed Dawn and Goofy, and they still look the same, so it's not like that's, like, the complete art style. The implication is that that's just that world, you know? Like usual. Called Quadratum, which, guess what? That's Latin for square. And it's apparently a fictional reality. Honestly, I kind of want that out of Kingdom Hearts at this point. You know, I expect Kingdom Hearts to be a wild ride. If it's not, then what is it? What's the point? Like, this is a series that the first game had Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII getting tricked by Hades from Disney's Hercules. Oh, my first D. There's an achievement for not getting for getting a D. Excuse me? Oh god, Butter, no.
What?
Don't look at what Butter said. I did not think about that.
I was thinking about that exactly when
Stop thinking about it.
It disgusted me as well.
Also, Act 3's music for Asteroid Coaster is really dramatic. So, it's a bit of a ways away. What's your opinion on the Lost World soundtrack?
There are some... You just got shoved.
Yeah. That obstacle's from Unleashed.
Lost World has its ups and downs as far as the soundtrack goes.
Yeah.
There are some songs that are kind of cool, but a lot of them are uninteresting overall.
It like the rest of the game. It's not really that it's super, super bad. It's just very unremarkable.
Yeah.
Like, Lost World is super forgettable as a game.
Yep.
I mean, admittedly, that's also the issue with Forces, I find. Like, terrible story aside, from a pure gameplay standpoint, its main issue is that it's just fucking very forgettable.
Yeah. I can't forget. I'll never forget, Tegan.
I mean, you say you'll never forget. What are you trying to remember? What is there to remember?
A disappointment.
You know what? It's funny you say that. I wasn't disappointed by Forces because I wasn't expecting anything out of it. I don't know anyone who was expecting much out of it, in fact.
All up until release, there was nothing but hype for this game.
Really?
It was marketed as a huge return to form for the franchise, back to serious storytelling.
I remember people feeling that when the first trailer dropped before gameplay, but the moment gameplay was shown, I just remember, like, any interest dying, at least for me. I don't know. I can't actually remember that time very much. It was that unremarkable for me. Like, it left that little of an impact that I can barely remember what it was like when it came out.
That it forced you to repress the memories.
I guess
dramatically disappointing.
I guess when the gameplay first came out, I had gotten to the point in my life where I could recognize a bad game from far away well enough. That was a level.
That was a level.
I'm not gonna excuse that. I don't get what that is.
Yeah.
Well, I never have to play it again.
What is this place? Whoa. This is where he converts them into the strange...
As a kid, I didn't realize that the purple wisp was this. I assumed it, like, after they got used up, they'd, like, dry out like a squid or something.
Interesting.
Maybe, Butter?
Please capture.
I saw you talking about the multiplayer mode for Skyrim. I'm not sure. I've never actually played Skyrim.
We haven't seen Yacker for a while.
I haven't played it seriously at all.
I'd also have to pick up the PC version. But I think...
Same.
Do I own it on PC? I don't think I own it. I feel like it's one of those games where you might own it by accident. You know, I don't know how to describe it other than that. Oh, you know, I do own it. The VR version. I don't own the normal version. Why do I own the VR version?
Would that work in multiplayer?
I don't think the mod works for that.
It would be very funny if it did.
Especially if you could all stay in your normal versions. So I'd just be over here, like, being able to fucking dance. Like, you know, it's a dramatic part, you're all getting ready to fight a dragon, and I'm in the background, like, doing the fucking default dance from Fortnite. That actually sounds amazing. I kinda want that to happen.
Yeah.
The, purple, Frenzy Wisp is a little mindless, but in a fun way, but it's just, fuck it. Everything dies.
Yeah.
Nom nom, nom nom.
Waka waka.
Waka waka. Yeah, I could be precise and use this to probably skip the level even faster, but waka waka waka. Look how big it gets! What was that movement there at the end? Oh.
Reading the IDW comic with meeting Surge, Kid, and Sonic and Tails, I just have to think of how different it would be if Shadow was the one they met instead of Sonic.
You're gonna have to specify which Shadow. The
good one.
I didn't know I could do that.
It's a good boy.
Well, I think you may have been able to do that in the original.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, this feels weird. I don't feel safe.
It's no. First of all, why would you jump out of him? Why? If
he's Sonic, he's cool.
It would safety be your main concern in jumping out of a roller coaster?
This is also Sonic. Also, these roller coasters end. God damn it, Eggman, you've been playing Roller Coaster Tycoon again.
Yeah, I was about to say Roller Coaster Tycoon 2.
I always find it interesting that the jump animation for in the roller coaster and only in the roller coaster is without the little effect. Not that, I mean, it's not that interesting, but you know, it's there.
Yeah, what I was saying is, okay, so seeing Shadow in meeting Kit and Surge would be very different, because all of Surge's traumatic experiences, you know, having your, you know, lack of memory being a weapon of war,
although
your
the
thoughts
shitty,
never really being your own.
although I
has
feel
experienced that tenfold.
Although I feel like if it was the shitty Sega mandated version of Shadow, they'd be buddy-buddy.
It would be terrible.
No, they'd be buddy-buddy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you hate Sonic and you're okay with killing? Dude. Bro.
Yeah. I feel like the Shadow that we appreciate would be far more about justice and trying to take back your life for your own instead of going to kill Sonic. Especially when he inevitably finds out that Surge and Sonic never actually met. That would be a bit of a detail that would be a bit of a red flag for him.
Yeah.
With her vitriolic hatred.
I mean, to be fair, have you finished reading the series yet?
The Surge and
the mini-series specifically.
Nah.
You haven't yet? And then I'll shut my mouth.
Go ahead, go off.
Wait, you sure?
Sure.
Okay. Well, you know how you said that's a red flag that she's never met Sonic? That becomes a red flag for her, too.
Yeah.
Like, she actually goes, you know, it's kind of weird that I hit him. I don't know him. Bonk. Oh, the door opened. I don't know why, I always like that trope of, like, going through a lot of doors as they open up really quickly. Weird that it's a trope that's used a lot, but still. Oh my god, I can fight Metal Sonic.
Yay.
By the way, I'm not gonna do it because it's just at this level, but Metal Sonic's in the background kind of going forward a bit. But look at what happens when you try to bring it up. Like, he's gonna tell me about hot women in my area or something. What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, single moms in your area.
That one. Like, why does it look like that? Why is it so cheap?
You know, I don't like what you're doing to my friends in there. It's messed up. So I'm gonna mess you up.
What friends?
That's right. I'm stretching.
I mean, Sonic feels like he'd be friends with people really quickly.
I mean, yeah, but they've never really interacted.
Well, he considers
He's
all the
just
Wisps his friends at this point.
If you want to run away, please feel free. There's no shame in it. Well, maybe a little shame.
God, just shut up.
Yeah.
Talk much, do you? Fair enough. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Also, we're back. By the way, look where we are.
Yay. The nothing field.
No, I mean we're back in Starlight Carnival.
Huh.
I don't know if you saw that. It's just there's asteroids now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Instead of using the laser as your big attack one, it's gonna be rocket whenever you get under it like this. This is also technically the only style of boss when it's 3D. Actually, wait, never mind. That's how it was in Unleashed 2.
Yeah.
Again, despite reusing bosses, it still technically has more boss variety than Unleashed did. For daytime stages, specifically. If you're gonna count nighttime stages, yeah, no.
No. I feel that the nighttime stages were given more emphasis than the daytime ones for Unleashed, to some degree.
For some reason.
Like, even when you look at the leveling system, it is very clear which one they prioritize.
Yeah. Doesn't help that you barely get any XP from playing a daytime stage.
Mm-hmm. Like, even to some degree with normal IDW Shadow, I still feel that he somewhat respects Sonic. He's not like Boom Shadow, where he absolutely despises him.
Yeah.
But he's still not like normal Shadow, and that he feels that murder is ethical.
Murder is okay. I mean, I feel like he was okay with it in Shadow.
But that game itself is also grossly out of character for him. A complaint that I have voiced
Many
times. Many times on this live stream.
you, buddy.
Thanks. Hey,
You did it all without him.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to an amusement park or something.
It's so weird how Tails barely gets to do anything, yet they still have him be around for every story.
Yeah. Again, another reason why we should have had him as a playable character in this re-release.
Yeah, I don't know how that would have worked, but it'd been nice.
power went off, the locks vanished. I hope Yakker's okay.
I think you'll be fine. You don't think the weapon you were shot with still works?
We also never see Yakker again,
To it.
so he's dead.
That's what I
He
like.
died.
Dead.
He got put in a blender.
No, on Sonic Twitter, it's official. He got ejected. Among Us reference.
God damn it.
I love and hate at the same time that those Twitter takeovers are canon.
So, you might have noticed the cutscenes look a bit odd. These are the original, like, pre-rendered video files from the Wii version that have just been AI upscaled, which is why the small details kind of look off.
Yeah. I don't know why the stuttering. That was dumb.
Yeah.
All the generators destroyed.
And also, because of the fact that there's the original Wii files, that means the lighting and stuff is the same as the Wii, which is better, but inconsistent to the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Good job to you on inventing a translator that allowed us to speak to the aliens and figure out exactly what we needed to do so we weren't running around the park looking like idiots.
Kind of already doing that.
Oh no, wait. That was me.
They really stopped that.
Good point. Either way, we can get out of this crazy place and go home.
Looks like the aliens are happy to be going home too. I think we're in the middle of a party.
So what would the amusements have been for this? Like, this is like the giant gift shop?
Certainly isn't the roller coaster. Eggman would be sued to hell and back.
Yeah.
Not that that would really.
You think he would have
stop
learned
being
after
a
Unleashed that he's not good at that?
Next stop, the asteroid cube critical system.
That fool Sonic thinks he's won because he destroyed.
He must have one hell of a lawyer, considering that he's a global terrorist.
Also a lot of money.
I will have the last laugh.
I mean, presumably he made robots smart enough to build other robots, and he just kind of has it set off like that, you know?
Yeah, regular Andrew Carnegie motherfucker.
Look at me like I'm an idiot. Forget about it. That's because you are an idiot. You talking to me? Yes, I'm talking.
Oh, have you read, speaking of story stuff, have you read the prequel comic for Frontiers? The second half came out.
Mm.
Quit wasting my batteries over here. I've been working on it all day.
As well as that, did you see the new IDW miniseries that started? Scrapnik Land.
It won't matter anyway, since the
Mecha Sonic is back, baby.
It's kind of, you know what it makes me think of?
Mm.
Island of Dr. Moreau,
Mm.
if you know that story.
Give me a rundown.
Scary story about a scientist who created monsters.
Now I remember.
A lot of green. And then it all exploded. It is funny how... Hey, look, the moon! That
It's
had to
bad.
be a joke. That had to be a joke. Like, they drew attention to it.
Oh no, it hit the moon again.
They blew it in half again. We just fixed it.
Yo, what do you mean impossible? Your plans have been crushed by Sonic for like ever. He stops you like it's his job or something. In fact, I can't remember a plan he didn't stop.
Free Riders?
What are you talking
Free Riders.
about? He hasn't stopped all of them. Name one. Read the attention tab. Thank you, buddy.
I forget, what did his voice sound like after this? Because he just stayed with one voice after this. It wasn't this one.
Now I remember why we changed his voice chip. No matter. I may have suffered a setback, but this thing's far from...
Oh, also, they're in the prequel comic for Frontiers, and I'm pretty sure there's this part where Eggman just straight up goes, why did I build these? Or I think it's like he wanted to actually build ones with personality, and this is a thanks he gets. It's like something like that.
I mean, you think that after Metal Sonic he'd learn his fucking lesson.
To be fair, Metal Sonic, these don't turn on him, they just snark at him.
Yeah.
So it's more like, he more or less, instead of making a partner that could turn on him, he just made disgruntled minimum wage... He made minimum wage employees who just complain about their boss.
He made Garfield.
Kind of. Working in retail, they make me think of more employees that are done with their boss's shit. That's my experience talking, though.
I can't help but see the Dr. Eggman as the John Arbuckle to these two Orbot and Cubot's Garfield and Odie.
I don't know if I kind of see it. Terminal velocity. This is the level. It's more of a chase scene than a full-on level.
Yeah.
Good music though.
Yeah.
It's very good chase music kind of stuff. And on Game Grumps, it took Aaron like 30 minutes to beat.
Because he's not really that good at video games.
No, he's not. I'm going to really be sad if I somehow do bomb at this level and take multiple tries. So for this part, you actually want to save the boost. Since the big robot man with the hammer swing will come up later, you need to save the boost to dodge those attacks. I also like how they brought Motobugs back in this game compared to the other ones, because they don't make a big deal of it, they just have Motobugs, you know?
Yeah. I'm just sick of seeing Motobugs.
It was also the first time in a while, in like years, that they had done it too, so it wasn't nearly as repetitive. I did it again. I keep thinking they're gonna like finish before they do.
Oh no, not the Wrangler lasers.
Not the lasers.
Not the laser pointers. Not the dollar store laser pointers. Run away.
Anything but that. Immediately to the final boss.
Time to bail. It can't be.
Leaving so soon? There are no lines, and I've saved the best rides for last. At least let me stab your ass.
Also, unlike the other ones, I'm not gonna have us sit through the entire credits for this game.
Yeah, because no.
Well, you know how they're long?
Yeah?
They're longer in this version.
Yep. I know. And they're unskippable.
Yeah, no, and the worst part is the really good song that plays over the credits finishes like 10 or 15 minutes before the credits are done. And it's just silence. They didn't add any more music.
I mean,
Silence.
it would be very funny if we stuck around for all of that time. But even we know.
We tried to beat Streets of Rage 2 before it's finished.
But it hasn't.
No, I'm probably gonna go get dinner after this is done.
No, almost certainly.
See you on the ground, buddy.
Sonic, no!
That's an analogy for what Sega has done to this poor character.
Yep.
As for you,
Final boss. It has one of my favorite final boss tracks in the series, personally. I really like this final boss theme. Final boss is kind of easy, but it's easy, but it's cool how it uses all the Wisp powers against you.
Yeah.
Ow.
And then, much like Konami with Pyramid Head, Sega would go on to reuse this boss over and over again ad nauseum, completely missing the part where it was cool.
Yeah. They used it for Lost World, and yeah, technically in terms of the mainline games, they used it. The only time they didn't use it in was Generations. But it's like
The game where you have an excuse.
yeah. It would still have been too much because it had only been one game later, but they would have had the excuse. Like this little animation where he like does a slow homing attack at the very last second thing, that's straight up in Lost World.
Yeah.
But you don't have any of the wisps, so you just kind of do it a couple times and you finish. What? What happened?
He just bonked you on the head. You know what I realized? You have a slide in this game.
Yeah,
And
no, I've been using it.
Yeah. But there's no option. But you can't dodge the lasers with the slide.
Yep.
It's kind of depressing. That would be really cool.
Yep. Now the main part of the theme I like starts up.
Here we go.
Like, admittedly, I wish there was a more difficult boss for this music to go with, because it's such a good theme.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'll get the...
I wonder how much more fun and difficult it would be if the laser segments were just one large game of hopscotch.
It went on for 5 minutes. I just noticed that, look, the Jade Wisp Ghost, the one they added, isn't here. Although, I think it was in the little icon at the bottom. Because there were 8 wisps, but... God, this port is dumb.
This port is terrible.
I do like the trend that technically started with Unleash of just the final boss, you send Eggman flying.
Yeah.
I like it. Yes. That is a trophy name.
They failed a plot, and what was it?
I failed the plot and I liked it. Or foiled the plot and I liked it. Oh, the other funny part about this game, you can barely hear them in the stages, but the Eggman PI announcements.
Yeah.
I think, although I think the reason why I never get annoyed with them, despite you hear them every time you play the game, is because they're kind of hard to hear unless you focus on them.
Yep.
So they make for good background noise, but it's not like you can hear it easily every time, so they don't get annoying.
I mean, unless it's this game's day one version where it's repeated ad nauseum.
Oh god.
Sound mixing is terrible.
this might not end well.
You know, the fact that these are so blurry means they didn't have the original files.
Yeah.
Because that was very clearly the same animation style as the opening of Unleashed. With the Sonic at the end there. Oops. So technically speaking, this isn't really a level.
Yeah, no.
Like, there's not even a ranking. Technically, the score here doesn't matter. And I beat it. Because once it turns to the camera, you're not going to have to worry about falling.
Still made... And in this one moment, Sonic has now become the most powerful being in the universe in his base form.
Look, he's wearing a vest. This is the ending of Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Imagine if he landed face first like he did Unleashed just a third time. Just smack down.
Welcome to Galaxy.
Sonic, are you okay? Man, I can't believe you made it through that.
Part of the reason why I don't like the side mounts in modern designs is because they do not lend themselves to expressions very well.
A hedgehog's gotta do what a hedgehog's gotta do.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's not like, say, the models at 06, or even Heroes at times did much better either.
Heroes did way better.
It had more expression, I guess? I don't know if it was that good, though.
They were very primitive models, but they were very
I mean,
expressive.
an attempt was made, but I don't know if I'd call it more than an attempt. I feel like Sonic's design kind of honestly works best with, like, full-on animation or, like, comics and stuff, where you can kind of...
Where you can play much more with the expressions.
Yeah.
But honestly, with this, I just don't feel like there's really an excuse. Especially when Sega is just this big budget company at this point. We still haven't gotten to the point where Sega hedged all of their bets on a console that was deader than the Atari Jaguar.
No, they did. Wii U.
Yeah, we are not quite at that point yet. This is still colors.
Oh yeah, sorry, I get what you're saying. I mean, it's funny, we say that, I'm not playing the Wii U version, I'm playing the PC version. Though that's mostly out of convenience, because the Wii version runs perfectly fine. It runs at 60.
Yeah.
Which was impressive, to be fair, but it means it looks... Lost World, graphically, is less impressive than this game, I say.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It sucks that this is the last game to have a completely original arts direction. You know? I mean, it is. It just straight up is. Oh wait, they changed how it sounds. Oh god.
Yep.
But I had such not remix.
They skipped to the lo-fi segment of the remix. You don't get the rest of it.
I don't even like
And it's
lo-fi.
even more inexcusable with the 10 minutes of utter silence. I argue that Black Knight was the last one with unique art style.
I mean, like, level design and stuff and level aesthetics. Which, yes, this was the last one. Do not say this game didn't have an original level aesthetics for its levels.
The original level aesthetics, sure.
And Black Knight was just Black Knight was just medieval Europe.
Yeah.
I don't consider that unique. Compared to something like Starlight Carnival in this game.
Actually, Wales.
I'll have you... I wasn't expecting... I'll have you know, it was Wales!
King Arthur is Welsh. But also, it's also high fantasy in all, it's not just medieval Europe and just swords and knights and shit. It's it's also high fantasy with dragons and you know, goblins and shit.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
The rainier aesthetics of Sonic and the Black Knight give it a look that is entirely different from everything else.
In the series.
Yeah. That's what I mean by art style.
The moment you look outside of the Sonic series, though. I find this game more unique on its just own merits outside of it as a Sonic game is why. Admittedly, when you look at certain, like, forum groups, especially Reddit, ugh.
Yeah.
You have to realize as you read some of those posts people made, it's like, you have to, like, take into account that for a lot of those people, Sonic's probably, like, the only piece of media they've ever interacted with. That's what it feels like at times, right?
Yeah,
it's not just me. Okay, I'm probably gonna end it here because I don't like this version of the song.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Okay, so next time will be Generations, and I'm thinking, unless something comes up, I'll probably do that tomorrow, in fact.
Yeah.
That'll also be a single... All the games from here on out are all gonna be single streams, because they don't take too long to beat.
Yeah. And, and I'm going to be blasted for my blasphemous opinion of Generations.
Oh, you will. I'll blast you very hard. I will ban you. Anyway, until then, good night, yo.
Yeah.